Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new Reddit reactions video. Oh my gosh, hello Luxy Poosh.
Hello.
It's been a long time.
It has.
It's actually been ages since you've been on my channel. Long time.
It has. At least a week.
At least a week, yeah. We pre-film a lot, so you might not realise it's been a while.
It has, yes.
We are going to be doing some more Reddit reactions, and today we thought we'd delve into historical, maybe not too historical, like toys that were completely disgustingly dangerous, things that have been banned.
Oh, as we always say, literally, like, how did anyone survive to this point in history? We just don't know.
No,
Because, like,
no.
everything was out to get you.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
Anyway, here's the dead children. Aqua Dots. Arrange small beads, spritz them with water, and your designs will fuse together.
I never had Aqua Dots. This is actually more of a recent one, actually, compared to everything else on the list.
It sounds very like melting plastic, burn the child. Sounds fun, right? The problems with this 2007 toy.
Yeah, it's quite recent compared
was
to everything
that
else.
the coating released the compound GHB. Vauxhall is very excited. Oh no, GHB, the date rape drug. When ingested, after 3 children went into a coma after swallowing the toxic pieces, the Consumer Product Safety Commission's recalled 4.2 million kits.
Why?
Drug the baby.
Why did anyone go, do you know what we need to coat this in?
GHB, yeah.
Like, why would, I don't get how that would even, like, what?
I don't even understand how that even happened. Like, what was it say? That the coating released the compound GHB. What is this, a drug-running pen?
Like, what they do? Yeah, maybe it was drug smuggling, but they got mixed in with the wrong thing and they're like, oh, Aqua Dots.
Honestly, I don't even know. Like, when it comes to things like this, like tiny little plastic beads, the idea of giving that to children just seems wrong on all levels anyway.
Even if it wasn't toxic, like, it
like,
seems like
little Jimmy, time to choke to death. Like, put them up your nose and in your eye.
This one is absolutely shocking. Metal casting set. The metal casting set gave boys, it was 100 years ago apparently, girls weren't really expected to be interested in toys that didn't involve cooking or cleaning. So it gives boys the ability to melt down lead and play with actual molten metal. The kit came with a melting pot, molds to make little metal figures, and lots of metal for small children to melt in their own homes. And that's a photo of like some of the stuff that came inside.
Oh
Look
my
at
God.
that. Look at that, Luxeria. What the hell is that?
That is
That's
insane. That is insanity. What the hell are we doing to these children in history?
Why
do you know lead is so toxic to the brain? Do you know, there's a running theory that the reason why boomers are so fucked up and unable to like empathize with people is because they had leaded petrol up until literally the 90s, and it sent them all loopy. It disrupts the thing in their brain that allows empathy and sympathy to grow. So that's why they're all like, I'm not wearing a mask, you. But like, they were literally melting lead as children and being like, time to eat the lead, sniff the lead, put my face in the lead.
But
eat
also,
the
like,
lead.
how many kids do you reckon had like first-degree burns from like melting it down and it like dripping on their arm or something?
All of them. Every single. Have you ever met a child?
I just don't understand how you can
ever
about,
think
like,
that this would be a good idea.
Let's give kids the ability to melt metal. Like, not just like a bit of plastic, like that melts at a different temperature, but actually
They just don't make blacksmiths like they used to.
No, they don't.
We used to train them as children now.
Yes.
College only.
Yeah, but they all died. I don't know what.
Oh, what a shame. All of our 9-year-old blacksmiths are dead. Sparking wheeler. Here's a terrible idea. Take an action figure, put a fire-starting flint in its chest, and then put that action figure on toy shelves around the world. Time to burn our house down.
Why would you do that? What's kids?
But then also telling them, don't play with matches, play with this fire toy.
Don't play with matches, just set your legs on fire with the sparks.
Burn our house down. This is exactly what happened when Captain Planet and the Planeteers toy line released the Sparking Wheeler action figure. This figure allowed kids all over the world to play with a plastic recreation of the Wheeler, the fire-controlling Planeteer. To capture the Wheeler's fire-throwing abilities, the figure included an internal contraption, which when activated by turning a wheel on the figure's back, caused the figure to spark, allowing the figure to start fires. Somehow no one realised that a toy that could cause fires was an awful idea, and the toy was never recalled.
What?
It was just allowed to be made. It was just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because a lot of kids set the house
Little
on fire.
Darren, yeah, burn your house down.
Little Darren, burn your house down.
Little Darren.
Little Darren, burn your house down.
Oh.
That photo is at what?
Isn't this very like...
That photo is... What the hell is that?
In the asylum.
In
we
the
put the
literally-
heads in the oven. It's called toy stoves.
Toy st-
The little lady toy stoves. Get those children in the home, girl.
Yeah.
Only the women. The little lady toy stoves would offend many people today based on the name alone.
Yeah.
But these toys had something even more objectionable about them. Unlike an easy bake oven, the little lady stoves had both an oven and a stove top.
Why?
Time to burn the house down.
What?
Why was this so like? Why was it? All the toys seem to be like recreate our parents' lifestyles immediately,
Yeah,
including
like-
the threat of house fire.
Yeah. It's not solve that problem.
Yeah,
A good old-fashioned house fire.
They just don't make house fires like they used
No,
to.
they don't. No. I had my game the other day. Don't tell me what solved it. Solved it. A good old-fashioned house fire.
Unlike an easy bake oven, the little lady stoves had both an oven and a stove top. This meant that little girls were basically using a hot plate unsupervised.
Why?
By some accounts, these toys had much higher temperatures than was necessary. It's not necessary. This toy is not necessary.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing necessary about it.
It could have. Do you know what they could have done? They could have made it look like a stovetop and given them like a rock to put on top and be like, I'm cooking, mummy.
My niece and nephew, when they were younger, my sister bought them like it was like a home oven thing, and they both played with it. And it was like you just pressed a button and a light came on.
Yeah.
And that was all it was. There was no heat. It's just a light that would come on, and it's plastic food, like a little fake little pan.
But
and
that's
they can
the
play.
fun. The fun is the imagination, not I'm actually burning my house down.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
That one looks like it's been on fire at least 8 times already. Like,
I'm sure you've probably heard about this one already. The Atomic Energy Lab.
oh yes.
Oh my God, it's the photo that you can see.
Oh look,
Yeah.
isn't it cool?
No,
though?
Al from Gilbert.
Very Bioshock.
Yeah, very Bioshock. The Gilbert U238 Atomic Energy Lab was an actual radioactive toy and learning set sold in the early 1950s. The $49 set came with 4 samples of uranium-based ores, or I have no idea how to read those words.
Autunite, turbonite, uraninite, and carnotite.
As well as a Geiger Muller radiation counter, and various other tools. It literally had uranium in it. They gave uranium to children. Explain to what uranium is and how deadly it is.
Uranium it's basically used in nuclear energy, nuclear fission, and also nuclear weapons. Like, it's what splits atoms apart. Like, it produces gamma radiation that absolutely fucks up cells. Like, what?
And this is the thing.
They knew about it because they were releasing atom bombs at the time.
Like, this is
so
the
they knew how
1950s
dangerous
as
it
well.
was.
Yes, this isn't like the 1800s, like when people were stupid.
Just drink our radium.
Yeah, but like
wasn't
this
that.
is literally the 1950s, and they were giving uranium to children.
That's obscene because, like, my dad was born in the 40s, so, like, he could have had this toy growing up.
Literally,
And been like, I played with radium, now I want to beat everybody up in my car. Like,
I've got
not that he does that.
I've got 1 leg and 18, 16, 15 arms.
Also, it's an incredibly expensive, rare mineral. So the idea that it's just, like, freely available in toys is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's weird, yeah.
Crazy.
So I've seen the photo now. I want you to look at the photo first, and then
Okay.
tell me what you think.
Okay. We just want to murder children. We just want to kill all the children. That's what we want to do. How anyone survived, we just don't know. Sorry, what was the title of that one? Suspended Window Cage at Playpens.
From 1934. You probably remember your mum being a little more freewheeling about child safety than today's young parents are, which is true, to be honest.
very
Like,
true.
with the amount of shit that we did
When
we
I
were
was a
kids.
young person, I just used to throw my babies out the window.
Yep.
It was perfectly fine.
Perhaps you roamed aimlessly around the neighborhood until dinner, or rode on a not so secure car seat, or if you were really lucky, a travel platform. I'm assuming that's what they're called. But new parents from a generation or two ago had nothing on the daring London mums of the 1930s. They literally hung babies out their window.
But they were all high on, like, morphine and methadone.
and the walls had cyanide.
Are you
and,
feeling
like,
very... She's got the melancholy, so we gave her LSD.
Yes. But, like, I can't believe they were just like, how is that safe? How did that... Surely babies must have fell out and they must have
That
pulled
looks
it.
high as well.
Like, what the hell? Like, what the absolute hell?
Like, it looks really flimsy. It's just a bit of wood and a bit of metal.
It's a
like a
shitty-
chicken coop.
Yes, a shitty bit of wood.
A shitty bit of wood. Buy this shitty bits of wood. All it takes is a child to, like, wiggle like this a couple of times, and they'll be like, well, we knew her for a year.
But also, I don't understand, like, why have you... What? Just take a child outside? So, this one is called the Atom Bomber. The Atom Bomber.
What?
The Atom Bomber. Manufactured in the late 1940s, this toy plane came complete with battlefield illustrations and punch-out targets that included a railway gun, tank-filled artillery, and combatants. Innocent civilians sold separately.
Absolutely disgusting.
Why would you? Why? What is it with these old toys that glorified war so much that it was like fun to go blow up random people?
I have one of these things where it's like, I hate toy guns and I hate like war toys. I do not think we need to be teaching children like, just shoot everybody.
Yeah, just why not go?
Shoot everybody, yes. Because children behave unreasonable and you can't expect them to behave in a reasonable manner because they haven't learned how to yet.
Yeah.
So when you give them something like this, it is literally like setting them up for a life of like, well, war is good. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't
It's
it?
got to be on purpose. It's got to be on purpose. Your child is not going to be an excellent member of society if all you're teaching them is to be destructive.
Yep.
Like, come 18, you're going to be like, why does my child not talk to me? Because he's on heroin, Barbara.
So this one is called Bucky Balls. Here's another example of magnets gone wrong. While never marketed directly towards children, the insanely popular Bucky Balls inevitably wound up in the hands of kids after launching in 2009. The CPSC forced the recall in 2012 after some 1,700 children visited the ER after ingesting powerful magnets. Now, I actually have a little story. So basically, I had this thing, actually before 2008, back in like 2002-ish time, I had a thing called Geomag. And it was basically like these like magnet poles and balls that you stick together. And like when that came out, Magnetrix came out as well with a thing. But when these ones came out, it was slightly different because everything was balls and so many of them were marketed as like lots of different colors. Like kids would see that and think there was like candy and stuff. And because the magnets were so powerful, when they ingested one, if they ingested another one, it would rip. It would like rip through their intestinal layers and stuff and like punch your stomach and everything because like the magnets were so strong that it would just instantly connect to each other. And if you've got one up here and one down here, all of a sudden it was like...
Oh, this one's fascinating. Okay. CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit. Would-be gumshoes were disappointed in late 2007 when Planet Toys requested that its CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit be yanked from the shelves. The reason? Lab tests by a non-profit watchdog had shown that the fingerprint dust contained asbestos. Poison the child.
Why? We knew what asbestos did in 2007. This isn't like a new thing.
The case ultimately touched off a nationwide class action lawsuit alleging that not only the toy had asbestos, but tremolite, one of the most lethal kinds of asbestos. You'd think there'd be some sort of like, time to test this. Nope, just...
Why are your fingers falling off, Jimmy? Don't know.
I can't even speak. It's all the uranium, girls.
It's all the uranium.
And my GHB.
And GHB and asbestos. Surely there is other things you could use.
You could have used anything. You could have just used like white cosmetic powder.
Yeah.
And, like done.
Here you go.
It doesn't have to be real. It's a toy.
But also, if it's like a fingerprint thing, I mean, I know ink would be annoying, but if you just use like sort of like non-toxic ink and just be like, here you go, here's a fingerprint, which is what...
Well, you know when you get a receipt from the shopping centre? Basically, it's just like heat touch. Imagine if you just like lick your finger and just like put it down. There was like, there's your fingerprint. Like,
no,
done.
let's use asbestos.
No, we've got to put the asbestos in the toys.
yes.
Otherwise, the children will get very upset that it is not authentic. Glassblowing set for children. I mean, that's enough right there, isn't it? Literally. This is far and away our favourite. Sit a kid down with some glass, a tube, and an open flame, and just let them go ahead and make something awesome. Setting aside the potential for permanent scarring, blinding, and just overall long-lasting suffering, it would genuinely have been fun to have a set like this as a kid. Was it fascinating and instructive fun glass blowing by Gilbert? Are they the people that made the uranium?
Yeah, they're the uranium people.
This is a satanic company designed to kill children.
Why are you giving kids the ability to melt glass? Again, like...
Why do they love doing this? They're like, she wants to follow in Daddy's footsteps. Well, she can't follow in Daddy's footsteps.
No,
she needs to burn herself on the stove. Little Jimmy must blow glass immediately, causing permanent eye damage.
It's so weird.
You don't need to do this. Kids don't need to do lead melting, uranium playtime, and glass blowing. I'm so glad we're in this timeline.
Oh, can you imagine? We would die. A trans person and a faggot. Like, we'd just be dead.
We'd be in the asylum going, it's on the walls, where's my LSD?
Where's my Aqua Dots?
Yeah. Basically, that's it.
Okay, so this one is I wanted one of these so badly as a kid.
Did you?
Skydancers.
Oh yes!
My cousin Nicole had a Skydancer and I really wanted one because I was like a complete puff, but I didn't ever ask for it because I was too scared.
Yeah.
These flying fairies act more menacing than they
Flying
look.
fairies?
Yeah, that was basically me. Hello, Gail. Just pull the cord on the launcher and the princess doll springs into the air and inevitably into people's faces. After 150 reports of eye injuries, scratched corneas, broken teeth, facial lacerations, and even a mild concussion. The toy company grounded these playthings for good, recalling about 8.9 million of them in 2000. The thing is, well, that when you pulled it and it span round, if that blade, like the thing that if that smacked you, like that would hurt.
Have you seen the one where they do it and then it just like
It
goes
flies
into the
into the
fire
fire.
and it's just like, bag elf. Do you
Like-
know though, those were so fun.
I
mean,
loved
like,
them. I
Granted,
did.
children are like, I don't know what it is about children. They desperately want to kill themselves.
They do.
I don't
Literally
know
all
what
the time.
it
It's
is.
like, oh, what happens if I put my finger in this hole?
What happens if I jump out the window? Not a lot, Jimmy.
I just
And,
can't
like,
get over that baby thing and when she's hanging out the window. Like, what is that?
And then, so not only do you survive being put out the window as a baby, you then get given a metallurgy kit at like 4, and then plutonium at 5, and then
Yeah.
at 6, your sister's like, come and play kitchens, and she presses your face into the stove.
Yeah, and then you get given a blast melting
glass
thing.
blowing, yeah. Blast.
Then you get a glass
for me,
blowing thing
girls.
to use in the oven because the oven's hot enough to melt it.
And then at 15, you go to war.
Yeah, with your atom bomb.
Plane. I wonder what's going to happen in like 10 years. We look back and go, why were we letting children play with this?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like Facebook? Be like, why were they on Facebook?
Why are we letting kids on Facebook?
Disgusting.
Anyway, guys, if we have missed out anything that you remember yourself, that is, some scary old toy that you might have had as a kid, please let us know down below. But oh my god, like insanity.
Absolute disgrace. All of it. All of them. Disgusting.
Disgusting. Absolutely
Absolutely
disgusting.
disgusting.
Please hit the like button. Happy New Year. I'm not sure when this is coming out, so...
Oh, yeah.
It'll be the new year at some point. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, follow down below. All of our links are down there as well. Anyway, guys, before we gave you everything you want to be, it's a little bit to tell you that you can't be you. Why is that?
Because you're going to melt lead.
You're going to melt lead, girl.
Lead, girl.
You need to inhale the lead.